Hey guys, so this weekend I got to help my brother and my mom process some chickens. So this is us on the way. Chica was very excited because my brother has a dog named Rex who she absolutely adores. It's her favorite guy in the whole world. She was always super excited to see him. So there he is. My brother lives about an hour away on the farm. So we all used to live there too. But now we live in town or in the city, I guess. But it was a town when I lived here before, so I still call it a town. Anyways, we were there for 10 in the morning, and we had about 19 chickens to do. And so this is just when we got there. The dogs are playing.
Careful, are you ready?
They had a great time.
Careful, careful. She missed him so much. What? Oh, hi, my good boy.
So these are the chickens, and these chickens were already so large. They're meat chickens, and at this point in their life they were already just laying down to eat and everything. You could see one of them there was just laying down. So my mom and my brother humanely end them there, and then we put them in some hot water after they're done with their nerves are done moving around. You dunk them in hot water so that the feathers come loose, and there's a skin on the feet as well that comes off, and a casing on the nail, as you can see here. So that casing just usually pops right off, just like that. It's just a little sheath of a casing. Pigs and cows, they all have it as well. So you always want to get those cleaned off. We do clip the nails off, cut them off anyways, but so we're just taking off the rest of the feathers there, making sure that they're all clean. And they do have some hair on them, so that for the hair that grows in between the feathers, we use a torch and we just singe them. This does smell. And then we wash them another time. Or maybe this is only the first time, I'm not sure. I think they get washed a fair bit. So first thing we do is we cut the feet. And there is more than one way to process chickens, obviously, but this is the way that we do it. So you cut off the feet, and then you go to the neck and you cut the skin to get access to the crop. Just readjusting my camera there. So you do a little cut and then you rip the remaining, because it rips pretty easily, as you can see. So you want to take the crop, and sometimes it's full, sometimes it's empty. It depends if they've eaten in the last little while. So you just want to loosen the crop from the skin on the inside, as well as the esophagus is there as well. And you just want to make sure that it's loose and that the coating on the neck is off. Because if it's small enough, if the crop is empty, it's easy to just pull through the inside with the rest of the throwaway stuff. So we're going to cut the thighs on the side, on both sides, and then we use the edge of the table to just pop it out of dislocate. And then as close to the rear as you can, you're going to cut that. Cut the skin open through the fat in the skin. If you cut too deep, you will cut into the intestines, so you don't want to do that. You stick your thumb underneath the intestines, and just so you're touching the spine, and you just crack the back over the edge of the table again. The gizzard is that big piece that I grabbed there. That's attached to the inside chest cavity, so you just need to loosen that. And then reach all the way to the back until you feel the heart. And then beyond the heart, that's the heart. Beyond the heart is where the gizzard attaches and the esophagus. So we're just going to pull that. So there it is on one side, and we're just going to pull it through. Just like that. It comes through nicely, all in one piece. Actually, the esophagus stayed in there. We're going to cut off that portion that's attached to the gizzard, put the gizzard aside, throw the rest away. And then I'm going to take that out because it didn't come through all the way, it ripped off. It was from both ends, I guess it ripped off. There's the rest. Maybe it's the trachea, I don't know the terms of these things, of all of them. So then we just continue to clear it out. Now all of these are attached to the rear, so that's, I don't know what that's called in English, but that little piece we keep along with the liver. The green thing that I'm holding there, that I'm not sure what it is either, but it's really yucky. You do not want to cut into that. So you cut as much of the liver off as you feel necessary if you want to keep it. And throw that portion away. Drop my knife. And this is clean, virtually. So it does need to be washed. I'm just making sure I get all the gooey stuff out of there. Anything that's necessary. And then, yeah, we just need to take off the oil gland on top of the tail. We just remove that as well. And that's all. And that chicken is done. Now we move on to the next one, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So again, we start with the neck, and we're going to loosen the crop. I really enjoy processing chickens. I enjoy processing most things, I would say. I haven't done all things. But I do find the process fairly straightforward, which is nice and easy to do. So again, I finished the crop. We're cutting the thigh. We're going to dislocate them here. Pop one and pop the other. And then as close to the rear as possible. Just going to slice it there. This rear was a bit yucky. Even after you wash them, if they squish a little bit, they can... This one had a lot of gas. You can see it in the intestines that it was full of air, so it's likely why it's coming out. But it will all get washed again. So under all this fat at the top is where you find the gizzard. I'm going to pop it there. And now I'm going to pull the gizzard loose. Like I said, these are meat birds. They're still quite young, but they were at the point where they were growing so much and demanding food absolutely 24/7 that they were starting to become injured because they were so heavy. They were refusing to walk, and one of them had already injured his leg holding his own weight. So it was time that these chickens needed to be cleaned up. And now I do that thing that I told you not to do. I accidentally cut that piece. It was deeper than I thought it was. It is a bright green substance that comes out of there, and it is vile to taste. So anything that is touching, it needs to be thrown away. If it's not touching it, it's safe. But you don't want anything that it has touched. Even after you wash it, it's just, yeah. Some people would have thrown away that whole liver, but we just cut off what isn't touched. There's the gizzard, cutting off the extra there, and I do show how to clean the gizzards after. Again, we're cutting off the rear with the remainder of that, and that's the waist. So this one's done. I definitely am seeing now that I forgot to do the the oil gland on that one, but I'm sure that we got it later once we were cleaning them up to put in the freezer. It was pretty cold out. When the sun was out, it was warm, but this is about mid-May, beginning of May, and it was still pretty chilly. The wind was definitely chilly. So this is how you clean a gizzard. You just cut the top off in like a V shape, and you run down the side. Now gizzards are what holds all the food and processes it. And so there's a skin on the inside that you just need to peel off. And sometimes it holds on pretty tight. Sometimes it comes off very easily. So the extra fat, you don't need to keep the gizzard. My dad does enjoy it. A lot of people do like them. I personally haven't tried them. I don't know how I feel. But I do know how to clean them. And it is pretty easy. As a child, this was my main job. As a child, my main jobs were cleaning the gizzards, cutting the toenails off of the feet, and plucking. So those were my kid jobs at the time. Or sorting the hearts and the livers as well, making sure that there's one per bag for frozen chicken, because they all get lumped together, and then when they get put in the freezer, we want 2 feet per bag, 1 liver, 1 gizzard, and 1 heart, just like they started off with. So one of my sisters had come by, and she had a rooster that needed to be cleaned up as well, because of it was just time at her house for this rooster to go. And you can see that the one that she's working on is very different than the ones that we did. It's a completely different breed. It is quite a bit smaller. He did also stay behind, she said, in the growing process, but it is quite a bit smaller and thinner, and it just overall has a different build, so it is a bit of a different kind. Here you can see I'm trying to get the skin off, but if we put these in some hot water, it will let go. These ones just didn't let go very well, which just means that maybe the feet didn't go under all the way when we dunked them in the hot water. So
along with the aloe,
that's totally fine. We will just dunk them again and just peel those off.
I know this one's a little bit of a struggle, but
hi, baby. Hi.
Tika was very adamant that Rex needed to be let go.
No, wait.
Cái thao nó ở chỗ on thì do extra cho nó cũng sẽ thành cái do mà tiền tiết kiệm nên ở chỗ on tiết kiệm nên nó cũng nhiều cái thành cái tiền thao này and I mean so server out we and I thought I go on to heaven and is on the hope over down ten the mansion and I must say doctor down in the side over down head back to the well I think Quinn and I thought to be the loot yeah.
Are you going this way?
So the last step is to cover all of the processed stuff that you're going to keep in under cold water. It can stay there for as long as overnight, as long as it's very cold water. It could even be ice water if you're if you'd like to use ice water. We just have well water, which is already really cold when it doesn't go through the hot water tank, obviously. And yeah, so just enough so that it cools completely, and then once it's completely cooled, it can be bagged up and put in the freezer. And these are the little chicks that will be next in line. They are growing very quickly and are the same breed as well. So those will be going in the summer sometime, and maybe I'll make another video at that time.